right, so let's move on to Lyft because we're talking about Uber for a little bit. Let's go to Lyft because they're
Why?
testing out two upfront. Yeah,
Why?
they're again they're the younger they're the little tree who doesn't get enough sun because they're in an Uber shadow. So they're
Yep.
copying yet again. They actually are doing something that's a little bit different, which is pretty unique. So they're doing two different types of upfront trip details and upfront pay. So let's get into the upfront trip details. And then as I'm going through this, take a look at the two different offerings that they're having. And they're piloting these in different markets. We're not really sure where yet fully, but this is actually in my market right now for the upfront trip details. So the big thing that we want to know, what would you like better? So let us know in the comments after we go through these two different models. Now that I've actually been on Lyft and been able to use this a little bit, it's a little easier to understand. So for upfront drip details, essentially what you see on the right of the screen there is what you get right now. So if you have a 50% or higher acceptance rate, then you will get this upfront trip details. So this is tied directly to your acceptance rate. This doesn't have to do with upfront pay. You're still getting the same rate card. Everything's the same there. The only difference is you get a map showing you where the pickup and where the drop off is going to be, as well as how far away each thing is. So, how long the trip is, how far they are to pick up. So you can make a little bit more informed decision. So this is the first way that they're doing it. And like I said, this is something that's in a couple of markets right now that they're piloting. What do you think about this particular one so far?
I like this one. It's better than what they had for ants only. Only top ants used to see 10 minutes northwest, as if they knew where northwest was, to be honest with you. But I was like, okay.
Any general direction.
Yeah, any general direction is good. I'm just going to accept 99.9% of my trips. Yeah, I mean, you know what? In all of this with the upfront, by the way, and for Uber and Lyft, I feel bad for the ants. I really do. All that work they put in, all the thousands of hours and millions of miles, accepting every trip, every garbage ping Uber and Lyft sent them. They accepted it to be this diamond this and platinum that and this and that. Bro, I was blue for, I don't know, 6.5 years, and I was totally content with it. So what do these people do now? Don't they feel like they got stabbed in the back by Uber and Lyft, right? Because look, I had to keep a 90% acceptance rate. I had to get an extra destination. I saw the passengers' general direction, all the stuff I did for Uber. Now Uber says, you don't need to be an ant. You just see the destination. Everybody sees whatever. I'm like, I would feel like horrible. I would feel bad if I was an ant. This is okay. It's not as good as Uber's. Uber actually not only shows you the map, but it also gives you cross sections of cross streets of where you're picking up or you're dropping off. Yeah, I mean it's better than before. Better than before.
But beyond California, because you're in a special district right now, but going outside of California with rate rebalancing, with getting rid of the rate cards, it's a different story because that's what Uber's doing. Lyft is also doing that, and I'll show you in screenshots in a minute. But I do want to hear what Pedro's thoughts are on upfront trip details.
I mean, for my selfish reasons, I love it. I remember when I've never done Lyft. I want to say that, I've never done that, but like I could remember when Uber, sometimes it would just say, I remember the screen, it'd say like Uber X 5 minutes or 5 miles. And that's telling me how far I am from, but I have no idea where they're going. Mm-hmm. I have no idea, I just don't know where they're going. Part of town I don't want to be in. Maybe it's towards the end of my shift. Do I want to end up an hour and a half away? Like I got to come back. Like, so I think as drivers, for many reasons, we should know where we're going and be able to make that informed decision. So I think it's great. I think I sometimes wonder why they do it. Is it just, are they really listening to drivers, or is it not enough people are getting picked up and they think, well, let's show them more in hopes that more people will accept orders and offers? I don't know, but I think it's a good thing. I think we should have as much information that's available that the algorithm knows that should be shown to the driver, whether it's a driver, a shopper, a food delivery person, and then we can say yes or no, and then that's it. I think sometimes the companies make it more difficult than it needs to be.
Yeah, Well, good. I like that. But going on, so as you can see, Lyft is also testing upfront pay, which is essentially the same exact thing as what Uber's upfront earnings is.
Yeah.
So this is, getting rid of the rate card. So you look on the right, it says upfront pay makes earnings simpler by removing the guesswork, so you'll know where it is beforehand. So it's very similar. Even moving on to the next screen, so you can see how it's different. So basically, it looks like it's almost word for word from Uber.
Yeah.
So it's this one is not tied to acceptance rate. So everything changes. It's just like Uber's upfront earnings. The other one is tied only to acceptance rate, where rate cards stay the same. So there's no rate rebalancing. There's no, let's like finagle the price maybe between drivers. Driver A might get price 1 while driver B gets price 2. When it comes to trying to figure out who's going to take the ride. There could be a lot of things that they could do individually, or even market by market, where they could be like, oh well, everybody's accepting the rides. Let's lower that a few cents, and they're going to just do it a little bit at a time until you look at it. You're like, I'm getting paid peanuts. So I think that could be part of what they're doing. I don't know. Like I said, we're gonna really try to do a deep dive onto this. But yeah, as you can see, so this is upfront pay. So this is a little bit different. So I want to ask you guys, what would you like better? Would you like something that's going to show you the pay up front, kind of not necessarily with the rate card, or time and mileage, where it's going to be no acceptance rate, you're going to get it no matter what, like upfront pay? Or would you rather see upfront trip details, where you are only tied to an acceptance rate of 50%, and maybe it could be finagled depending on different. Somebody I thought I saw, they said 30% in their area. So what are your thoughts? What would you like better? And then people who are watching, let us know what you think is better too.
I don't know. I like what Uber is doing, right? Show me everything, make I'll make my own decisions. As long as it, like, again, I am pretty sure it's going to come with quiet timeouts and things like that if you decide not to accept 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 in a row because they're garbage trips, right? I'm sure they're going to throttle you. All kinds of good things are going to happen, but let's just call it the way it is. It's show me everything, let me make my own prudent decision. I don't hide anything from me. If I don't take it, I don't take it. I'll just won't make any money that day, because that means, according to the Uber CEO, right? He said, that means we're mispricing rides. I'm like, you've been mispricing rides the whole freaking time, 12 years now. But that's besides that, Lyft, look, man, I'm telling you, I honestly, Lyft, I don't know how it exists. I do Lyft. I did a Lyft ride this morning. I did a scheduled ride this morning. I like their scheduled rides. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm picking up from. I know how much it's going to pay. So put it all out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
I like Uber. I like what I see in my Uber screen, because I can make a really good informed decision. And the only thing, like I said, I've never done Lyft, but it's not hard to, like, okay, yeah, you're telling me this many miles. I can probably, when I used to have the Uber, when I was doing Uber like 2 years ago, before I saw everything, I knew about, okay, that's a $10 run, right? And then I can make a decision. But at the end of the day, I should be able to just look and say, oh, it's $5, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. Or it's $10, I'll take it. It's 20, we should be able to see that. And I think acceptance rate, I think that's just a way for them to manipulate drivers, because the turnover is so high with these companies, and we're so like, I want to have good ratings. Well, you know what? Like, that's subjective, and and some would say a good rating is like 5 stars on Doordash, 20% acceptance and 100% completion, 100%. That's a good rating. To me, I think if you take too many orders overall, that's bad, right, for yourself, right? So I think I'd rather just acceptance rate. To me, I think they hold that over some drivers' heads, because they just want to manipulate us, and that's how I feel about it. So that's why I don't ever worry about that.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club, with Sergio and myself. Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.